Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we're looking at Friendly Hello. This is one which is in the Celebration catalogue, which runs through from January to the end of February. So just over a month now. And you can earn or you can get products for free with a qualifying order. So if you're putting an order in anyway and your order comes to £45, you can choose anything from the £45 sections. So there's stamp sets and quite a lot of papers, all sorts of lovely things. And then there are some which are double things. So this one is a stamp set and coordinating 12 by 12 papers. And so you have to spend or put an order in for twice as much. So if you're putting an order in for £90 and you think, oh, I don't know quite what to get. Do I get two of these £45 ones or do I get one of those? This is the one that I chose because I really love the stamp set. It's on page 12, by the way. Really love the stamp set because there's a lot you can do with it. Sentiments like hello friend, hope you have the best birthday, and you have my love and support are just nice generic sentiments to send to a lot of people. Always need a birthday. I like this hello friend because it's a good size. And then you've got florals and leaves. Again, very versatile. You can do a lot with them. And then there's the bird, and it's quite a sweet bird that you can have in whatever colours you want. So this is one that I really like. Now, we're going to do a very simple card, and I'm using my Stamparatus, and I'm using my my template my wreath template that I've had for a long time. In fact, I probably need to do another one because it's starting to fade out a little bit now and get a bit grubby, but it's been used and used. If you look back through my videos, anybody who hasn't already done it, it's about 2 years ago now, I suppose, that I did it. So mine's laminated, so it does slide about a bit. So I do tend to have two magnets to just support them, and so I've put it in on the 5x5, and we're going to do all sorts of greens with this. So I want to take out the leaves and things with this. So we're going to have, let's have a look and see which one we're going to have this one because I really like that one. And then we're going to have a solid leaf. So that's one of the large, is that a solid one? Yes, that's one of the large solid ones. We're going to have the two flowers. There's two different sizes of sort of flowers, all little spriggy things. And I'm going to have the sentiment, but I'm going to use that just a little bit later on, I think. So we're going to start with this because I want to show you about foliage and using foliage in different ways. Now, we're going to use the Stamparatus to start off with. I'm not going to use it for all of it because I know that not everybody has a positioning tool. And if you haven't got a positioning tool, you can do it without. So I'm just literally putting this right in on the top. Being photopolymer, it always sort of slides about a bit, so I'm just putting this back in place. And I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. I'm doing different shades of green. So we're going to start with Granny Apple Green, and very simply, I'm just putting it down all the way round. So, and this is why, so we're going to have 8. Now what you can do if you haven't got a stamping or a positioning tool of any sort or a Stamparatus is you can do a leaf at the top, one at the bottom, and then fill in on the side. So you don't have to have a positioning tool. I just like to have one because for me, it just helps me get quite accurate positioning. And if anybody is thinking of getting a positioning tool and hasn't got one, my recommendation would be the Stamparatus, because it is, for me, not that I've used any of the others, but for me it's very versatile, and it was designed by getting lots of feedback and things from stampers. So they did lots of work and said, you know, what do you want? What do you want from a positioning tool? And the great thing about this is that there are 2 plates. You can also see that you can have as large a piece of paper as you want in there, or cardstock, because you haven't just got both sides on it, so that you can only fit, you know, an A4 or a small sheet. You can actually fit anything as big as you want with this. And this one as well, one of the things I really like about it is the fact that it's got a hinge on it, so you can actually do hinging up and hinging down. So we've now gone all the way around with this one, and that's given us the start of what we want to do. So that's with the Granny Apple Green. I'm doing it in various different shades of green. So I'm going to do the next one in the Soft Succulent. Just need to take my Simply Chamois, which is perfect for this, and we're just going to clean that through like that, and then I can put this one back in underneath. It works better if you've got a little bit of support underneath on here. Sorry, I've got something underneath which I don't really need there. That's better. So a stamp case works very well. Now I don't need to take this off, so if I'm doing multiples I can keep the stamp in on there. All I'm going to do is to turn my plate round, and I want to put my leaf in, and I'm going to put my leaf just in between like this. Okay, so get it in the position, and then I can pick it up and just have that there like that. Move that back into place, and I'm going to use the Soft Succulent and just work my way around with the Soft Succulent. So again, it gives a different, sorry, I'm sliding about a bit. It gives a different look and a different colour tone. So if you want it darker, you can do it a couple of times. I don't particularly want, actually I'm going to take this one off because it's sticking on my mat. I didn't need to do it, but because I'm not going to be doing multiples, I'm just having one in on there. So what we're doing here is very simply just building it up. So I'm just putting it on and building it up, just with the different coloured greens, and this gives you a really rather nice patterning, and you can increase the patterning as much as you like. Now I'm not going to be doing it, as I said, all with the Stamparatus. You can do, and it's very easy to just carry on building it up, but what I want to do is to show you that you don't have to, and if you just build your pattern straight away, so as I say, do one at the top, one at the bottom, one either side, and build it up from there. It might not be quite or as completely as accurate, but it will still give you quite a good look. And that's what we really want to try and achieve. We're trying to achieve something that just looks very pretty. Okay, so that's that one done like that. And as I said, I'm now going to show you, let me just put this one in because we don't need this one anymore. And I just need to clean this off. So simply chamois again, give it a bit of a clean. And you can, as I say, take the plates out and wash them. You know, just wash them in a little bit of warm soapy water. And now we are going to, I'm going to take this off of here and I'm going to show you some without the Stamperators. We're going to bring the Stamperators back in to do the words, but I just wanted to show that you don't, if you haven't got a Stamparatus or a positioning tool, you don't have to. So we're going to now use the nice sort of little swirl. And for this one, I'm using the Evening Evergreen. So let me just open this one, up. Because now you can start sort of putting things in and they don't have to be absolutely accurate as you don't have to have them accurately, if you see what I mean. So I'm going to put these little ones just sort of coming out in here, just in on the center, I think. So I'm just working my way. And obviously if you're doing it just with a stamp like this, it's a bit quicker because the Stamparatus, you know, you have to line it. The idea is that you line it up. I haven't got that quite accurate, have I? That's better. And we can put that in there. So we've now got that little piece coming through. And I'm going to now take some blends, because what I want to show you is that you can take whatever colours you want, but I want this to be spring. So you could do winter colours, you could do autumn colours. In fact, you can do any colours you want. But what I want is for this to be quite sort of spring-like. So I'm using some pinks. This is Pink Pirouette, which I believe is probably retired now, but doesn't really matter too much. So I'm just going to make sure that we've got some in on here, and I just want to go over. Let me have a look and see if I can use the, I don't know whether I can use the side. Some of the earlier ones, you take the whole of the inside out, which is very frustrating. So I can't do that one. I'll have to do it on this side. So I'm just literally going over, which makes them into little buds, and will just give a really sort of springtime look to them, because I don't want to have them I want it to be a spring card, because we're coming towards the spring now. It's quite nice to have cards with a spring look to them, so that's quite pretty, and again isn't overly fancy. I don't want it overly fancy, so you can put a small sentiment in there, but I really like this Hello Friend. So we are going to bring the Stamparatus back in, and I don't need to have this in anymore, so I'm going to take that out just so that you can see. I've got a piece of our grid paper in there, so I'm going to put that up at the top like that, and I just want to position this in on here. It doesn't have to be anywhere particularly special. I'm going to put magnet in one corner and one in the other, because I don't want it to lift up at all. So I want it to be quite sort of firm on there when I move the thing, the plate across. Because it's photopolymer, they tend to lift up more. So I want to have it very well secured. And I'm going to put the Hello Friend in on here. So the Hello Friend is going to come in on the center like this. Make sure it's nice and straight. Then I can pick it up with the hinge. And again, make sure that it's not going to move. Which it has a little bit, but I'm going to make sure that it's up in on here. And I'm going to use, what colour am I going to use? I don't want to use black, I don't think. I want to use a green. And I'm going to use the dark Evening Evergreen, because that will tone in and give the same sort of colour tone, which I think will be quite good. So this is Hello Friend. Give it a good press, lift it up, and you can see that it's come out quite nicely, but I want it darker. So that's the good thing about a positioning tool, is that you can then bring it down again, give it another good press, pick it up again, and you've got a little bit darker. And I want it darker still, because the top of it's still not coming out quite as dark as I would like. So we can do again exactly the same place. Take it in along this top piece. Give it a good old press on there. Lift it up. And then we've got it beautifully dark. So that's as dark as I want it. So that's one of the good things about the Stamparatus, is that you can get really nice dark colouring. So I'm just going to clean this up using the Simply Chamois. Take all of that green off, because the darker colours go deeper and can stain. Doesn't distract from the workings of the stamp, but they will make it a little bit stained. So here we have a really pretty card, but there's quite a lot of white space around here, which I quite like. So all I would do now is, which I haven't done, is to just cut a mat, and I would either use the Granny Apple Green or the any one of the greens that we've used will work well as a back. And I'm just having a look to see if I've got anything that is okay. Before I cut, this is a sheet of the soft succulent. So if I cut a little mat like that for it, you can see you're picking up that colour, which is beautiful. And as I said, I quite like to have some white space around there. So I would leave it exactly like that. Lovely Hello Friend card. And we're just using foliage. So you don't necessarily have to have this stamp set. If you've got it, fantastic. But you can use anything that's got lots of foliage around there to just build up a lovely scene. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.